Hello, good morning again from the Philippines. It's 10 to 6 in the morning. A bit misty out here at the moment. My thought for the day is maybe a little bit of a hot potato, especially for those that may feel a little attacked. But I think as expats, people who come from somewhere else in the world, who come to a country with maybe an unrealistic ambition of their trip here to the Philippines. One has to remember that for every expat who comes here, or every visitor to the Philippines, it's very important that you don't bring shame upon your nation from where you come. What I mean by that is that the highest number of foreigners who come here to the Philippines are actually Americans. Now I can understand why. There's a lot of connection here through the armed forces, and also from the point of view that it's a chosen country from where they seek to find maybe that beautiful wife, and in many cases to take back to the United States. The problem with that is that you good ones, you know who you are, and I have no problem with that. But the problem I have is that there's an increasing awareness here that many, or should I say a lot, show so little respect when they come here to the Philippines that they are leaving behind when they go a feeling amongst the locals that maybe Americans who come here, or certainly they tend to say Americano, which means foreigner. So if they say bad things about foreigners, you have to ask yourself, what are they doing wrong? Well, I would say that like any popular country to visit, there's always the scumbags that arrive here with the idea that a bottle of beer in front of them and a couple of their mates who they've met on the trip, getting drunk, abusing women, is the norm. Well, for some it is, but then for the majority who come here, they come in and they often go as part of their big plan. In other words, they come here, do a little bit of reconnaissance and discover if they want to really come back here and if there is really a connection for themselves here in the Philippines. But there are a lot who come here almost like a buck's night out. And because of that, that is what gives Americanos a bad name. They're seen as sex tourists. And after all, Filipinos may love their children, but they don't want really to have abandoned children. Children who were a one-night stand with a man they barely remember his name. But they want to remember their friendships, like we all do, with happiness, coupled with a feeling of worthwhileness. And for them to come here on a so-called buck's night out and disappear again and then come back maybe another year later is not good for the economy. It's not good for the women of the Philippines, because if you say you come from a God-fearing country, you have to ask yourself, are they really God-fearing? Is it right just to have your oats sown and then just disappear? Or maybe even have your oats sown and not realize that you have sown a crop and you have left this woman penniless as she was when she met you, and she has a bun in the oven, so to speak, and therefore you have been very, very selfish. coming here just to sow your wild oats. And that's not the kind of people that other foreigners really feel is the right impression we want to leave the locals with. We want to leave the locals with the knowledge that to marry or to have a foreign boyfriend is an advantage, not only just for money, but for the big picture, the chance of lifting oneself up, yes, out of poverty. Because many subscribers talk about, I should talk about the abject poverty. Well, really you need me to describe it? Would I need to go to Bangladesh and talk about the abject poverty? Would I need to go to other places around the world where we all know there is abject poverty? Why not focus on the good side of the character of the Philippines? And that is that regardless of what people have, they're still able to put a smile on their face every day, even though maybe they've had an argument with their husband or boyfriend. When they pass you in the street, it's always a slight shy smile back. And therefore, unlike where I came from in Europe, and when you go past someone in Europe, you very rarely get a smile back, because everyone is so suspicious of your motive. Here, there's a certain amount of innocence still. Well, I'd say a lot of innocence, because in the Philippines there are God-fearing people. They are people who spend a lot of time, and I mean a lot of time, praying, having faith, and as a result, having good virtue. We can always point a finger at those that have stepped off the road of maybe the best choices, but unfortunately when you have very little and you're tempted by those that offer but don't always deliver, you can find yourself in a worse situation than when you first met them. So I just ask those that are really planning to come here for retirement that you don't use the Philippines as a place from where you can just have fun and run away, because many Filipino men do exactly that themselves. And I don't think we need to add to the burden of those women who are so hard-working and so industrious about trying to put food on their plate and maybe their child. Many single women here, many single mothers, many widows. So let's not add to the burden of this country. Let's have good quality expats coming here, ones that are realistic. They have a proper pension. They're not coming here with a couple of $1,000 for a couple of days or a week or a couple of weeks and then going back home to the States. Because those Americanos are not the ones that we really need here in the Philippines. We want the ones that are seriously considering retirement, have done their homework, and are able to offer a good, prosperous future for the Filipino woman, and maybe her children from bad choices. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, press the subscribe button, and of course, ding, the notification bell to all. And I'll speak with you again soon. Bye now.